This episode of the Grand Rising Show was brought to you by Autochthonous Assembly, where the real work gets done. Autochthonous Assembly is a gathering of the minds that do the work. Now, for many of our first-time subscribers and first-time visitors, you may be wondering who Autochthonous Assembly are. You can find this information about our mission statement and our core values on the website at autochthonousassembly.com/about. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to raising up Indigenous American voices by using genealogy, also known as family history, or your family tree, which is the study of families and the tracing of their lineages and history. Genealogists use oral interviews, historical records, genetic analysis, and other records to obtain information about a family and to demonstrate kinship and pedigrees of its members. Our core values are the foundation of our company, which is essential to our success and serve as a lens through which we evaluate every business decision. Those core values are, but are not limited to, integrity, which is knowing and doing what is right; respect, which is treating others the way you want to be treated; responsibility, which is embracing opportunities to contribute; and servant leadership, which is serving the common good. Now, at Autochthonous Assembly, we have a couple of goals here. And our first goal and foremost of the reason why we do everything that we do is to ensure that we help you do your genealogy and connect back to your tribe and find out where you are from. Everything that we do from the standpoint of the Grand Rising Show and all the information that's posted on the website is dedicated to that one specific purpose: helping you find your genealogy, find your relatives, find your family so that you will know exactly who you are. And if you choose to, tie back into your tribe, whether that tribe is a Native American tribe, an American Indian tribe, whether it's allowing you to determine which house in Africa that you belong to, or what clan of Scandinavia or Europe or France that you belong to. Either way, our goal is to do just that: help you find out who you are so you know exactly where to start. We are not here to tell you who you are, and we're not here to tell you who you are not. We're just here to help you discover your beginnings. Another one of our missions is to help you become financially independent so that you can help your generations for the next 7 generations and be able to put a stable foundation for you and your relatives. And if you should choose to use this information that we provide free of charge to help not only yourself, but your community and your tribe, then we will do everything in our power to make sure that gets done as well. And remember, our goal here is to make sure that we help you get exposed to this information to put you in the best situation possible. So now what I'm going to do now is return it back over to the panel to see if there was anything I missed, and I will go ahead and get set up so we can get ready and get digging into this information. Panel, take it away.
Warning, warning, warning. Hard hats, pickaxe, shovels, boots required.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Peace, peace, peace. How's everyone doing this rising? Hope all is well. Give everyone a quick minute to get situated. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Alrighty, well, the rest of the panel all get situated. How's everyone doing this rising? Today we'll be going over information on how to use sweat equity. Since yesterday we broke down a couple of articles on sweat equity and how you can use sweat equity as a down payment on purchasing a home. So to take it even a step further, this rising, we're going to go through the information of how to use sweat equity, and hopefully someone can use this information and pass it along. Let me pull up the rest of this information real quick. Give me one moment.
Did you do the count yet? Can you hear me?
I hear you real low.
How about now?
Still low.
All right, how about now?
It's low on my end.
How about now?
Still coming in low.
How about now?
Nope, it's low on my end. I got you turned all the way up and it's still coming in low.
What is going on? Can you hear me now?
Like I said, I can hear you, but it's super low. Let me check and make sure it's not on my end. Mic check 1 2.
1 2 1 2. Double cousin. I don't know if we're live or not.
We'll start cussing and
Yes,
see.
we are live.
Oh.
You know what?
I didn't know. The pots and pans
Hold
monsters.
on, yes, on my end because y'all both sound low. Oh, hold on, let me switch over.
Okay.
Mic check.
Nope. Yeah, you sound good. Oh, you talking about us? Mic check.
Oh, 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, it was on my end.
He said, you talking about us.
Yeah, that's better loud and
Sometimes
clear.
these mic checks get crossed over. I don't know who mic
It
checking
like
what.
that. So how are all the panels rising going so far?
Great.
Pouring down raining.
Yeah.
I guess I can use the loss of pollen.
Yeah. It's raining here.
Well, keep it that way.
Sun came out yesterday evening. It's raining again. I guess the sun will come back out again today. Saw 2 rainbows when the sun came out. 2 full rainbows.
A double rainbow.
And when I saw him, I made the joke. I was like, it's just a bunch of oil in the sky.
The oil.
Yeah, because you know when oil spills on the ground and it rains,
Oh yeah, got
that
a little
reflection.
bit of
So I was like, oh, it's just a bunch of oil in the sky.
Mm-hmm. That's gross, but okay. Got your omega-3 fatty acids or something in the sky. All right. Where you get your omegas from? The sky.
Evaporation.
Ew.
I
Precipitation.
don't think I want them.
Look, we about to fry some fish. Go outside.
Oh my goodness.
You said it.
Oh my goodness.
Just trying to find ways to save money.
Yeah,
Now.
my bad. Yeah, I did say it. I forgot.
So before y'all joined in, was basically letting everyone know that we'll be going over this rising how to use sweat equity. Since yesterday we talked about sweat equity and buying a home with sweat equity and what sweat equity was, I think it only made sense to come back today and show people how you can use this sweat equity towards purchasing a home.
Right. Sounds great.
I mean, so any thoughts
like a
about
webinar.
what we did? Any thoughts about what we went over yesterday before we do the shout outs and get into this rising information?
Just 35 hours a week in your group. That's your down payment, sweat equity, like opportunities, programs, funding. Shoot. I got a lot of thoughts.
When you don't like help,
Man, opportunity.
no, yeah, it was just, this is getting ridiculous now. All this help out here and ain't nobody taking. Well, realizing
Yeah.
that there's help. There are people taking the help. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know that I won't be fixing my mouth to be complaining about things that I know there are things out there. There are programs and funding and grants and services out there to help me. So I know I won't be fixing my mouth to be cussing.
Hey, Gabrielle, there's a program for that. You can fix your mouth. Any niche. Tell him. You got
Right.
a group of people need their mouth fixed. Whether
Man.
it's the cuss or the smile. There's a program for
Funding
that.
for your thoughts. Mm, 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 mm.
Let's go with Grand Rising Celestial Love, Queen Copper, Michael Harris Brown Cheek, Phoenix Rose, and Grand Rising to all the followers on Twitch this rising. I had a first link already in the chat, so whenever y'all ready, we can get started on it.
Oh, you know I'm ready. Gabrielle,
Yes.
Rochambeau, you lost.
Oh.
Oh no, you about to read? Because if not, I'm about to read.
Okay, first link.
Oh, you ain't even opening yet.
Okay, yeah, I got the first link up.
Mm-hmm.
Are we switching paragraphs or what?
Nope.
Switch paragraphs for what? Okay.
Something wrong. Something wrong with you.
Okay. I don't know why that connected. I have no idea.
Well, it did.
Yeah, that happened. Okay. First link, LendingTree, lendingtree.com. How to use sweat equity to get a mortgage with no down payment. Having solid handyman skills can save you money on regular home maintenance. And when it comes to buying a home, your construction competence could be as good as money in the bank. That's because of something called sweat equity. And the concept is simple. If you have the expertise to improve the condition of a home in need of work, your sweat in the form of labor and cost of materials it takes to make those improvements can act as a down payment towards the purchase of the property. How sweat equity works versus a regular down payment. Normally, you must have the cash for a down payment. Find someone willing to give you the money as a gift or find some sort of down payment assistance for a local government housing agency or private nonprofit. With sweat equity, the down payment comes from the value of the labor and cost of the materials needed to make improvements to the home you're buying, rather than from an actual asset account. Let's say you decide to buy a $100,000 house that needs about $3,000 worth of work done. You can get a great deal on all of the materials, and the bulk of your contribution will be the skilled labor it takes to get all of the improvements done. If you can document that the cost of the labor for your skills plus materials is $3,000, you can use that as a down payment to purchase the home. The process for a sweat equity down payment. It's important to understand the steps you need to take if you want to use sweat equity as a down payment. You'll need to work with a seller who agrees to include in the contract the repairs and improvements you will be doing. Step 1.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Did you just say that you could use sweat equity as a down payment?
Yeah.
Like your skills, if you have them, and that's no knock on the people who don't have them. I don't have them. If you have the skill to build a home or do anything to help the building of your home, that counts as a down payment?
Yep.
Like a down payment, like cash. My labor counts as cash.
Well, shoot, isn't time money?
It definitely is. My labor counts as cash.
Yeah.
What my question is, my labor count as cash for a down payment on a home?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay, you know what? You can keep reading.
Oh, is that the same as letting your money work for you?
Nah, you got it.
I mean, I would think so. You're working smarter, not harder, even though you might be putting some labor in. Okay, I'm gonna just go on mute.
My bad. I had to grab my cough fist real quick. All right. Step 1. Get pre-approved for a sweat equity friendly loan program. Fill out a loan application and let your loan officer know you plan to use sweat equity as a down payment.
Hold up.
I haven't even finished this step 1 and I already want to reread. Let me reread.
Yeah, so you saying that you just let the person know that's what you're gonna do? They ain't gotta say, hey, no, you can't do it. You can just tell, hey, this is what I'm doing.
Oh,
Let me tell you something.
Gabrielle, if you wanted the screen share, you can, and I'll have it up on the screen for everyone to see.
All right, I could do that. Share.
Something not adding up.
Well, it's 9 steps, and I think after 9 you can get to 10. We can add that up. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Step 1. Get pre-approved for a sweat equity friendly loan program. Fill out a loan application and let your loan officer know you plan to use sweat equity as a down payment. Your credit report will be checked, and based on your income and debt, you'll have an idea of how much you qualify for. Step 2. Find a house listed with an as-is value. The term as is usually indicates that the seller knows the property is being priced based on needed repairs or deferred maintenance. The seller either doesn't want to make the improvements or doesn't have the funds to fix up the property and prices the home accordingly. Step 3.
That's what it says.
Step 3, let the seller know you are interested in buying the property. It's best to make sure you qualify for a loan program that allows for sweat equity, such as an FHA loan or the Freddie Home Possible loan before you make an offer. So this is telling you what to do and who to go through, where to go.
Mm-hmm.
That Freddie Home loan. Or Freddie Home Possible. I don't know who Freddie is. It could be you.
It's Freddie Possible.
It could be who is that? Celestial Love Home Possible.
Mm-hmm.
Pamela Hall Loan Possible. Home Possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So they give you 2 options that you can search for. Specific or looking for an FHA that allows for sweat equity. Come on now. Step 4. I'm ready.
Aren't we surrounded by the Pacific options?
Specifically.
Okay. Step 4. Negotiate the price before and after the repairs.
You see what I did here?
You know it.
Once you agree on an as-is price with the seller, you finalize the repairs and improvements that you want to make using your sweat equity. After you've agreed on the cost and type of repairs to be done, you'll add the cost to the price to calculate an as completed price with the work you are going to complete.
I think you read it again.
That's another walkthrough.
After you've agreed on the cost and type of repairs to be done, you'll add the cost to the price to calculate an as completed price with the work you are going to complete. Man, all right.
You heard it.
Step 5. An appraisal is ordered. You'll provide a contract referring all of the agreed items in step 3 to an appraiser. The appraiser will validate the price of each item that is going to be done and confirm what the as completed value will be.
Still walking through.
Whoa, what just happened? Okay. Step 6. You put your sweat equity into the repairs and get them done. Now that you have the value confirmed, you need to do the work agreed to on the contract. There are no specific requirements for you to do the work. The appraiser just has to be able to confirm the work was done in a workmanlike manner.
Hold up, wait a minute. Now, my question is, I know they're gonna do the permits and all that stuff and make sure that it's the livable space and all of that jazz, safety, right? So you mean to tell me and my cousin can do this together? As
Yeah.
long as it's done in a workmanlike. Okay, I'm gonna go on mute.
What up, cuz?
I'm for real.
Peace,
Hey,
Phillips.
cuzzo. Step 7. The appraiser does a final inspection and verifies the monetary value of the sweat equity. The actual dollar value of the sweat equity will be determined by the appraiser, a cost estimating service, or with receipts for the purchase of the materials. Oh, wait a minute. So the purchase of the materials plus your sweat equity.
You can't perform the sweat equity without the materials, correct?
Hold up.
Take two to
Wait.
tango.
Gonna
Look
make
at
sure
the hammer without the nail.
Man. Okay. Step 8, the final loan amount is determined. Once the value of the improvements have been determined, the appraiser will complete the as completed value and finish the appraisal. The lender will use the lesser of the as completed value or the as is price plus the cost of improvements to determine how much sweat equity is credited towards your down payment. Step 9.
So really, what you put in, what you get at. Really.
Yeah. Step 9. The loan approval is completed and you close. Once the loan amount has been finalized, you'll provide any remaining documentation needed for the approval and close the loan. So all you got to do is put in some time, some sweat equity.
That's crazy.
But hold up, there's more.
Programs that allow sweat equity as the whole down payment.
Not half, the whole.
Oh, man. All right. There are a number of programs that allow you to use sweat equity for a down payment. Each has different flexibilities and restrictions as far as income, credit, and the type of property you are buying. Here is a brief overview of the 3 programs that allow sweat equity to account for all of your down payment from sweat equity.
Not some, not parts, not a piece, but all.
Hold on.
Here they go.
Boom, boom, boom.
Here I go. I just thought about other programs okay. Hold on. Okay. FHA mortgage. This program is most frequently chosen by first-time home buyers. It provides more flexibility for credit and income histories when compared with conventional first-time home buyer programs. The minimum down payment requirement of 3.5% can be made with the properly documented sweat equity. This is a good program if you have poor credit since it allows for scores as low as 580.
One more time for the nosebleeds.
Man, the minimum down payment requirement of 3.5% can be made with properly documented sweat equity. This is a good program if you have poor credit since it allows for scores as low as 580.
Come on, man.
It permits more debt compared to your income than conventional loan programs that allow for sweat equity. The mortgage insurance is the same regardless of your credit score. If you have low credit score, your monthly payment will be lower than on a comparable conventional loan. There is no maximum income requirement, but FHA maximum loan amounts will vary based on where you live.
Oh.
Freddie Mac Home Possible. At the end of 2018, the guidelines on this conventional loan program were changed to allow for sweat equity for the entire down payment. A Home Possible mortgage requires as little as a 3% down payment. Borrowers with good credit qualify for a lower monthly payment with Home Possible than they would with an FHA loan. Because with conventional loans, the mortgage insurance premium is based on your credit score. Borrowers without credit scores may be eligible to borrow using an alternative credit history. Since mortgage insurance companies will not insure a conventional loan below a 620 score, most lenders are using 620 as their minimum credit score. While the minimum 3% down payment gives Home Possible an edge over the FHA program, it's not available to all. If you buy a manufactured home, you'll need 5% sweat equity for the down payment. There is no maximum loan limit, but there may be income maximums based on the median incomes where you are buying. You can use the Home Possible income and property eligibility tool to find out the income limits for a specific property you're interested in.
Hot link.
Habitat for Humanity. A global nonprofit housing organization, Habitat for Humanity works in communities across all 50 states in the U.S. to promote affordable housing. You are not only encouraged to contribute sweat equity, but also required to participate in the building process. Each state has its own process for receiving applications and uses a committee approval process to select habitat owners. It doesn't matter if you have construction or handyman experience. Most of the construction labor is donated, and Habitat gets materials with no markup, making them very affordable for the family selected. There is no set income, debt, or credit requirements, although a loan committee will review your income and debt to make sure you can afford the payment. The interest charges are very low, so the monthly payments are much lower than the FHA or Freddie Home Possible mortgage programs. To find out,
3%? Oh my! I'm sorry. Math got me real quick. I'm like 3% is low, and that's lower than that.
Mm-hmm. To find out if this program is available where you live, click here, hot link. Here is a side-by-side comparison of the FHA, Home Possible, and Habitat for Humanity down payment requirements, income limits, debt-to-income ratio, and allowable property types.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to mention earlier when you said an eligible map, property map. That's like one of my favorite things in the world. Eligible property.
Just
Click,
some
clack.
of my favorite things. Funding and loans. Okay, my bad.
I won't judge you on air. That's when we get off this call.
FHA versus Home Possible versus Habitat for Humanity. The program FHA, Fannie Mac Home Possible, Habitat for Humanity. Minimum down payment FHA is 3.5%. Freddie Mac Home Possible is 3%. 5% if you're buying a manufactured home, and Habitat for Humanity depends on program and area where you live. Income limit. FHA, no income limit. Freddie Mac Home Possible, none in low income census tract, otherwise area medium income. So, okay.
If you know that USDA median income that we looked at that shows like the majority of the population.
And those census tracts that were elected as needing improvement and okay.
But that hold on. Wait a minute. Stop.
So what you're saying is Freddie Mac and them, they use the numbers from their low income census tract and or the median income of the area.
Didn't governors?
Ain't that the census they tell you don't use?
Well, you know what, they say that, but I haven't heard. I mean, I heard that a lot from them, whoever they and them is, people who don't want to do the census, who say you shouldn't, or the Indian is not to be enumerated, like they in the woods somewhere. Listen,
you
man, I forgot what I was going to say. Exactly. I'll just end it with that then. I forgot what I was going to say. I was on a roll somehow, but I lost it. No, it wasn't your fault.
In the words of our brother, Carrie Bay.
Shout out to Carrie.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, shout out to Carrie Bay. I haven't heard. I heard a lot of them saying that, but I have not heard an alternative. I don't know how they get numbers without a census. How can you get numbers of anything without a census of some sort, right? I mean, I'm just saying.
Even
you
if
can't
you
even plan for that, you just fly by the seat of your pants type community.
Even if you was against it, wouldn't you have to have some form of counting to find out how many of you are against it? I'm just saying.
Of us in a room. I'm trying to find out who against the census. Bro, you just took the census. Get out of here. Get out the room.
You're against counting, but you counting. What?
Exactly. I got more followers than you.
Well, we know who didn't play hide and go.
Oh, for real. You against counting, but you counting.
You out here counting since been counting, but you against counting. Don't even know you counting. Let's get them likes up.
No,
for the algorithm.
Man.
Let's get them likes up, family. No, that's not from A2. We don't. I don't know if we're on a like system on the website.
When you say no sell out, and while you doing that, don't do the census.
Don't do the census, yeah. Please don't get counted. Don't fill this government paperwork out, yo. But authenticate your birth certificate.
Count me, though. Count me.
Exactly. Oh yeah, somebody. Somebody getting counted.
Let me stop. I'm not fooling with y'all this Friday.
Is it Friday? Oh no, it's Wolf Friday. It's halfway there. We almost there.
Count me. Nope. Don't want to count me.
What they said, if you want it to be.
Man, oh man.
So I'm wondering. No, let me stop.
But again, it shows proof. It shows how the census and these numbers can benefit you. It also shows that there's programs out here that you can access, that you can use your sweat equity on purchasing your home. It's proof. It's proven that you do not have to go so far to the left or to the right to have a self-sustaining life.
Wait a minute.
that you don't have to turn in everything, make yourself an immigrant, call yourself going against the government or whatever other radical extremist term you want to use to get something accomplished. When the solution is just applying yourself to what's already there. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm tripping again.
You got to sit down. Stop walking around. Listen, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this is just saying? So if you have no capital, no credit, bad credit, no credit, whatever the credit is just not a situation where you just about to get a home loan for them or get a mortgage loan, right? So if you're handy or have somebody that you know that's willing to help you be handy, you can use that as your capital, since you most people probably have no way to just get capital out of thin air.
Yes, you can. And if you go through the Habitat way, you don't even have to be handy.
Yeah, like they'll require a little bit of help from you at certain points, like maybe painting something. I don't know.
It could be painting. It could be a laborer moving lumber from one side to where they need it, throwing away scraps, cleaning up the work site. It can be anything that you can apply with equity
towards your down payment on your home without using cash or more borrowed money.
Correct.
Okay, I'm just making sure that you had us reading something that's so simple as to whereas you can just volunteer your labor, no matter what kind of labor that might be. Labor.
What's the motto? What's the motto? Proof is not a problem.
I ain't seen it be a problem yet. I don't even know. I don't understand what's going on here. AutonomousAssembly@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
We can continue since there's so much more.
Okay, income limit. Habitat for Humanity, based on financial need determined by selection committee. Loan amount limit. For FHA loan limits apply. For Freddie Mac Home Possible, it varies. For Habitat for Humanity, based on financial need determined by selection committee. DTI maximum. 43% with FHA, it's 43%, exceptions possible over 50%. With Freddie Mac Home Possible, it's 45 to 50% max. Habitat for Humanity, loan selection committee determines. Property types. For FHA, single family residence, condo, manufactured home, multi-unit. For Freddie Mac Home.
Wait.
Yeah.
You said multi-unit.
Yep.
Yep. If you're only one person, how is you getting a multi-unit?
Yep.
You mean to tell me that they help you with down payment for a multi-unit you're trying to get?
Yep.
All right, I'm.
You heard it.
Why did I say that to the end of the chart? I'm going on.
Yep. I'm thinking about that USDA, that HUD. I'm telling you, them things is clicking right now. Click.
You talking about stacking programs like Jenga out here.
Uno.
Uno out.
Oh my goodness. For Freddie Mac Home Possible, SFR condo manufactured and multi-unit. For Habitat for Humanity, usually single family homes.
Grand Rising, Mayan son.
Peace.
Grand Rising. So here's my thought. Public housing authority. Establish a public housing authority, get the funding from HUD, depending where it's at, then get funding from USDA, and get sweat equity loan through FHA or Freddie Mac, because I'm thinking multi-units. Man, look, okay.
Even take it a step further. Design it to where the residents of the homes can use sweat equity towards the homes. That you're using funds
Shut
from
your
the
mouth.
USDA and built in your housing authority. That's a concept.
Appreciate
Hey,
you.
don't worry. Just make the check out to nobody. I'll be behind 7-Eleven.
We're 7-Eleven. That's 7-Eleven.
Oh my goodness. Appreciate you. Two heads are better than one. I love them expanded ideas. I love that expanded creativity. Pass the peas. Sophia home now.
Today your birthday? What's today?
Other programs that offer a sweat equity option. Fannie Mae's.
Hold up. You say other.
Is it more stuff going on, man? You reading the page upside down or something? You going backwards?
The other one.
Okay.
The other?
The other one.
Uh-oh.
Usually it's but wait, there's less, but there really is more. Okay.
I'll buy a motorbike.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I get a cafe racer.
Other programs that offer a sweat equity option. Fannie Mae's Home Ready program allows for sweat equity, but the down payment requires a 5% but the down payment requirement is 5%, and only 2% of that can be from sweat equity. You'll have to come up with the other 3% from your own funds. The USDA also offers grants to nonprofits to help them build houses for families in areas across the country.
Rewind that one more time.
Yeah, I didn't hear
Be
anything
kind,
you said
please
at all. I
rewind.
don't think I heard a word. My ears was on mute.
What was that organizational word there? What they say?
Just from the top. No, don't even from the top. I want to hear that one.
The USDA, okay, also offers
Hello, US, you know.
the USDA also offers grants to nonprofits to help them build houses for families in areas across the country.
That says county, right?
Nope, country.
Nope.
Oh, there's an R in
State,
county.
but
How they put an R in county?
you know, all the states combined, country.
Yeah, they put an R in county.
Man, okay. Keep going. I'm scared.
HotLink, mutual self-help housing tech assistance grants provide funding to government nonprofits, federally recognized tribes, and private nonprofit organizations to help low-income families construct their own homes in rural areas.
Hey,
I can
Bones,
see the stars in the
Gabrielle,
country.
have we ever seen a rural eligibility map?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
the time.
yeah,
Watching it,
yeah, yeah.
working on it daily.
Look, I can close my eyes. I see it right now. But listen, ain't that space that's rural like vast? Isn't it large? Isn't it like it's the country, ain't it? It's like only a few
From here to
heavily
there and
populated
back over
areas.
there.
Okay, yeah. All right, I'm just making sure because this for some reason my screen
Hey,
says
it's getting to become a nonprofit government partner. Isn't that SAM application, which is free?
You're
Oh,
eligible. It's true.
You know, like the application like we did about a month ago.
Mhm. Free.
Uh-oh.
Free.
Uh-oh.
All right, this is getting weird. The USDA offers grants. What? They offering grants to
Somebody.
nonprofits to build houses for families.
Across the country.
What kind of man? I thought that said county. For real.
Man, this is another reiteration that, you know what? You don't want to do it, fine. We'll do it. My house, my rules.
I know, right? Why you mad about that? You don't even vote.
You don't care.
Clearly. There's a lot of things you're showing me you don't care about.
Sitting
so-
over there in the corner pouting with your arms crossed. I don't vote. I don't file taxes. I don't do the census. Why they got stuff and I don't? Why they benefiting and I'm not? I can do
I
genealogy.
swear.
Why they know who they are and I don't?
I ain't doing that mess. I might spend a
You
tube
gonna
for this
get yours,
DNA,
B.
but you go,
You gonna get
yo,
yours,
for real.
B. You
Thank
gonna
you
get
very
yours.
much, Bones, because that's what she said, sitting over in the corner. That's the first thing I thought of. You gonna get yours, man. You gonna get yours, B.
They did their genealogy. They know who they are. I don't. But look, they doing stuff. And they were able to answer questions that helped them because they knew who they were.
Do you remember
I need somebody to tell me.
Man, how
Ice-T
they know
on
they
CB4.
peoples?
Look how they do that. No, Ice-T
My
on
mama don't like a
CB4, he
whole
was
lot
mad he couldn't dance.
of peoples around.
She don't like a lot of people with me when I do my genealogy.
But bro, how they know they peoples?
For real. Thank you, Gabrielle, for saying that out loud. I've been thinking it for weeks. How you mad about anything in life in this country, if you don't vote, don't do the census, you're giving up birth certificates double authenticating, quadrupling, certifying your birth certificate, giving up your social security number. Probably gonna be mad about this. What was one of the rules, Gabrielle? And you know what? This goes for a lot of people that just don't do their taxes or are late. But people who, are refusing to file taxes, are they eligible for this stimulus check that they're planning?
Oh yeah, no.
Okay. The answer
No.
is
What you said? Oh yeah, no.
yeah,
Why you gotta hurt somebody's feelings like
I know.
that?
on the edge of their seat. They just fell off. Look, why is my phone on the floor?
Somebody hit the floor real quick.
dropped
Wait,
it
what?
completely.
Whoa, wait a
You
minute.
dropped it completely out the window.
Exactly. No, but yeah.
Like, hold on, let me help you. Get out.
Pinky swear.
For the stairs. Man.
She ain't even
for real.
aim, bro. She ain't aim. Just open the window and throw them out.
Hey, it's a floor to ceiling window. I'm sorry, it's one of them big jumps.
Like,
Nah.
yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, I'm just saying there's a lot of I don't understand it. I'm just saying you choose not to. You're
A
proud
lot
of
of
choosing not to
misinformation
do this stuff.
circulating that been circulating for years and years and regurgitated and coming
Yeah,
back around. Yeah.
You know what? Here's the thing. I've heard several people say several misleading things to groups and just a lot of people.
Groups of listeners. Yeah.
When people tell you don't file taxes, that it's voluntary, you're not supposed to file taxes, you're not supposed to pay taxes, this and that. If you really think about it, and I can only speak for me personally, filing taxes every year since I turned 18, based off of my income, based off of the things that I claimed, whether it be children, expenses, schooling, or whatnot, paying taxes fluctuates. So what you pay out, you may get more back one year than you do the year prior or the next year. Or you may pay back more, but it's based off of if you really, really think about it, the same way you file your taxes is the same for your home, is the same way you should be thinking about it, how businesses file taxes. You have expenses. If you really think about it, when you go to the grocery store, what you gonna tell them? No, I don't pay taxes. Nah, you gonna pay them taxes on that $100 and something or $200 and something you spent at the grocery store. It ain't gonna work. You go pay the phone bill. That you can't tell them.
Yeah, don't even give them that much credit. They ain't complaining about them taxes on them. Listen, they ain't complaining about them taxes on them J's or that iPhone.
Thank you.
Or any other luxury that they're walking around with. I mean, come on, let's stop playing games.
Yeah. So people saying they're taking, this is what they're actually doing. And to me, this is how con artists, and this is how they work. They take a true fact and they put a bunch of distracted stuff around it. So it's like magicians. They got a coin in front of you and then it disappears. What they don't tell you is that coin may have dropped into their sleeve and they got another coin in the other hand, whatever the case may be. They're taking actual words. So when they say that, oh, it says that you have to volunteer to pay taxes. Yeah, it does. But they're saying you're volunteering to take care of your own financial business. They're not saying, oh, you have to
It's
volunteer if you
voluntary.
want to pay us taxes. Nah, that's not how this works. You're volunteering
To
to
handle
take
your
care of
own
your
business.
own financial business, your own home financial situations. You're going to balance it and do whatever, and then it's a volunteer thing. But if you don't, what's my motivation?
I just like when people complain
But
about not voting.
I got one for you. Tell me how this sounds, you two. How does this sound? Listen, I got a solution for y'all. It's gonna fix everything, your problems with the government, everything that's wrong, money and everything. You hear me? Got a solution for you.
Really?
Can't tell you how it works though, but
Oh, that sound like that magic elixir.
Did y'all see me
can't
walk away right when he
guarantee
said
that
that?
it's gonna work for everybody,
I already
and can't
started
promise we
reading.
can recreate it. But it's gonna work though. It's a solution.
And when
I
you
don't
do it,
understand how
let me
people
know how
even-
it works for you.
That ain't no solution.
That's
a rough
an
draft.
experiment.
That's a rough, exactly.
Man,
That's a
for
rough
real.
draft.
That's a field experiment.
Experiment on somebody else.
Last time I remember, I descend from Indians, not guinea pigs.
Thank you.
Where Copper said he had some
I'm
sand for
sorry.
sale.
Some sand for sale. Yes.
Yeah, that, I mean, he said if that's the case, I got some sand to sell you in India or something. I was like, yeah, get out of here. I got some sand for sale too. Let me get in on this one. I guess I'll be part of Scam You on that one. Some sand for sale.
Man.
Y'all selling
Believe it,
safety. Listen, I'm selling water. What? Water and air. And we at the lake and I'm selling it. Freshwater lake and I'm selling it.
Exactly. You getting water from the air.
It's just like someone had told me, and when they said it to me, it really dawned on me. They said, water companies don't even charge you for the water. Water companies don't make water. They make plastic bottles.
They charging you for the shipping weight.
And I was just like, oh my goodness, water companies don't make water. They only make plastic bottles. They make containers.
Like, yeah, we paid.
Well, can you evaporate mine in a bottle? Can we evaporate mine in a bottle since they're doing it by the weight? Then I just turn it back to water once I get it.
Add some spit.
Can I get mine in the gaseous form?
Exactly.
Oh
As soon
my
as you open it,
goodness.
it turn into liquid. No, I don't know. This is not how this works.
Let's get back to the subject.
My bad. Are we live?
Oh, we live.
Yeah, we live.
And it's crazy because everything that we read, everything that we go over, whether it's like here, this is Lending Tree. This is, talking about different companies that will allow you to use sweat equity as a down payment. Regardless of what their guidelines are, the fact that that's an option. Okay. I don't
That's
see
what I was tripping off of earlier. Like the fact that that's an option.
Yeah.
You know how many people in the country don't have
fact that
capital but have skills or have people that can help them or
I will
have the
skills.
will. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Have the will to get up, get out, and do something. Come on now, I'm gonna get off the phone.
Man, look. Yeah. People telling you not to do taxes or since they have you slump.
But
For
again,
real.
all jokes aside, there's a simple question when people say this. That a simple question to ask somebody when they tell you this. Okay, what's the alternative?
Mm-hmm.
And once it be like, well, you gotta listen.
Excuse me?
That's when you need to walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Almost
what
absolutely
government agency in facilities
Education
are you running?
system.
Yeah, is you running
court
to tell me
system,
not
hospitals. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the alternative? Oh, where is this magical community you're talking about that you have, sir, that is doing the complete opposite of what the rules are and operating? Well, Wesley Snipes ain't that bad.
I just say
I'm
don't
sorry. I don't
hold your
have time to
breath or
risk my
answer.
family safety for a try.
And that's
I'm
what
gonna
it's
try something I
about,
do tennis
risking your
try.
families. And I'm glad you said that, no sellout, because that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. Risking your family's safety for somebody else's unproven ideology.
Try. Tell them that it's really danger. Try.
Because if out of 100 tries, only out of 100 tries, let's say 3 work, that's not a success.
That ain't no success at all. That's like try failing.
You know what I'm saying? Where you can sit here, use programs that take sweat equity to where you're not looking over your shoulders. You're not worrying about something coming back, biting you in the end 5 years down the line. You're not worrying about locking yourself outside of the system because you done turned in paperwork that made yourself an illegal immigrant.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, even outside of sweat equity, you have forgivable loans if you're, would you say, Bones, doing specific things for the elderly?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay,
What? Because because you have an identification to say U.S. citizen? Okay. I'm identified as a U.S. citizen, but in my community, I'm identified as an American Indian. Now what?
That's not enough. It's just not a. You have to be anti-government, anti-community.
I mean,
You know
how
what?
can
I
you
just
be?
thought about.
How can you call yourself an Indian and be anti-government when we had a government? We had a structure. We wasn't running around America's wild. There were principles and policies, rules and regulations. I mean, so come on.
You know what I just thought about?
What's that?
All these people saying, don't file taxes, don't do this, don't do that, right? But fill out this paperwork, make yourself an immigrant and all that. What type of employment are they offering? What company do they have established after all this stuff is not done or paperwork is done? After all this is done, now do I work for you? Am I a part of your team, your group? What happens after that?
Never get thought out that far. Grand Rising Nature's Void. We can continue on with it.
Risk to going the sweat equity route. The appraisal carries the most weight when it comes to determining the market value of your labor. There are 2 calculations the lender will be looking at to determine how much sweat equity is counted toward your down payment: the price of the house plus the estimated repairs and the after improved value. The price plus repair cost you provided represent the minimum as is value. The as completed value estimates the value of the house with the improvements done. If for some reason the as completed value is lower than your estimated repair cost plus the sales price, you may end up having to come up with the difference in cash. Make sweat equity work for you. You need to do your homework on what is reasonable and customary in your area for the repairs you'll be doing. Lenders that offer sweat equity as down payment options don't provide guidance about the types of repairs that are acceptable. Getting bids from local home improvement companies to see what they would charge might help at give and give an idea of whether your estimate is in the ballpark.
And so basically, they're telling you use professional home repairers to get the estimate of what it would cost to get it fixed.
Right.
So you would have an idea of the ballpark of what you could be charging for your labor to do the work, basically. Because that's the part that you would want to get correct, because you can have receipts and everything for the materials. Is making sure that your time is priced right.
I mean, and that's the same in having someone come out, inspect the house, find out what's needed, what needs to be up to code and whatnot. I mean, whew.
Yeah, and if you're doing it for value,
Right.
I don't know. If you're doing the value to raise the value, you increase the value in most homes by doing the bathrooms and kitchens.
Sound like a plan to me. Snap.
Oh yeah, you immediately raise the value of the home with the bathroom and kitchen.
Yeah, immediately raise the value. Kitchens, bathrooms, landscaping.
The landscaping outside is another. Your curb appeal.
Don't worry, I'm taking text made out to nobody again after the show.
Hey, I'm gonna be behind the Wawa, and he gonna be behind the 7-Eleven. Which one? That one. They ain't letting nobody inside, but we'll be outside. Don't worry. For real,
But
man.
seriously,
This is
again,
Your
good
brain on funding. Any questions?
stuff.
Proof again that it can be done. Proof again that programs do exist that you can use now. That right now, right after the show or during the show, you can click on the hot links and start seeing what you can access in your area.
For real.
And it costs you nothing but some time. Think about it. If you was taking the alternative route of trying to fill out some paperwork, and that's the individual's choice. If that's what you choose to do, that's your right. That's your choice. Respect your choice. If you was taking that route, it would still take time to fill out the paperwork and do all that process. So why not invest that time into something to where it doesn't put you and your loved ones at risk? Where you don't have to sit back and hope you pass something through because you jammed up the court system or something, or something snuck by. Just a thought.
Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm.
Putting the last link for this rising in the chats real quick.
Just to recap, you've got USDA, Fannie Mae, Habitat for Humanity, Freddie Mac Home Possibilities, and FHA, who are options in getting sweat equity as a down payment.
True indeed. Sweat equity.
And I haven't seen anything above 3.5%. The only thing that's above 3.5% is manufactured homes, which is at 5%.
And that's through a particular program.
Yeah, that's through Freddie Mac Home Possibility.
And that's just one of them, right? Okay, I'm just going to be quiet.
Name one company you know that be playing with funding like that.
No, your mama stay? No, your mama. You said he did the Simpsons when you seen him, right?
He got a home. He said he filed his taxes last year, right?
Name one person in the hood that's getting a check.
He filled out that paperwork. He said he got an ID, right? Okay.
I'd be no more shy. Let me. I got this. So I got this one up. Habitat for Humanity.
Am I
San
stop sharing?
Bernardino.
It's you.
Oh no, you can share. I ain't sharing.
Okay, hold on.
I ain't down to Sharon, Karen, and Epiphany.
And the links in the Habitat for Humanity. Home ownership.
San Bernardino. And it's hot out there.
Do you know?
Some mountains and some deserts. That ain't no desert, but some dryness. All right. Where we at?
Monuments and desserts. Okay, you're reading or I'm reading.
Home ownership. You lost. Habitat for Humanity, San Bernardino. How the program works. Mic check.
1 2 1 2.
Peace to the chat.
Loud and clearly.
With the support of community partners, donors, and volunteers, Habitat for Humanity San Bernardino area constructs new homes alongside Habitat partner home buyers. Our home ownership program is designed to assist low-income, first-time home buyers achieve their dream of home ownership. Our home ownership program is designed to assist low-income, first-time home buyers achieve their dream of home ownership. Habitat homes are sold to partner home buyers at no profit and financed with affordable loans. In addition to a down payment and monthly mortgage payments, homeowners invest the required sweat equity hours building their future Habitat home, the homes of other Habitat home buyers, or other approved Habitat volunteer activities. Interested applicants must submit an application and meet program eligibility requirements. Program criteria. Home buyers must be able to demonstrate they can afford a 0% interest or 0% interest equivalent mortgage loan and a small down payment. Home buyers must fall within program income guidelines. See below for current program income guidelines. Below. 2019 income eligibility guidelines. Fiscal year 2019 income limits documentation system. All right, so this is fiscal year 2019 income limits summary. Selecting any of the okay, I'm happy. So the fiscal year 2019 income limit area, they're looking at the Riverside, San Bernardino, Ontario, Canada, or California, sorry, San Bernardino, Ontario, California, CA. Bones, this chart looks familiar, yo.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the first charts we looked at. Type charts. Median family income, $69,700. That is for Riverside, San Bernardino, Ontario, California. All right, so fiscal year 2019 income limit category.
So that means a family making $69,000 and under a year
Qualifies?
is low income
Is low income, right? Yeah.
in this area. Yes, in that area, correct.
$69,700 and below. $69,700 and below. So, under fiscal year 2019 income limit category, very low, 50, which is 50% income limits. And we're gonna do the family of four. That's the one that's listed in bold. So I guess that's the average household. A family of four, very low, 50%. income limit is considered $35,900. A family of five, $38,800. A family of three, $32,350. That's considered very low. I think that's half of the median family income of
The
the area.
median. Mm-hmm.
All right. So extremely low. A family of four that's considered extremely low in that area, as far as income limits, $25,000 for a family of four, $25,750. For a family of five, $30,170 total income. Correct, Bones? That's a median family income. And a family of three, $21,330 is considered extremely low. And low, which is, I would believe, average, low income, which is 80% of the median income, family income for that area. A family of five is $62,050. A family of four, $57,450. A family of three, $51,750.
Now, just seeing them numbers makes you look at what they consider low income, very low income. You look at it differently, huh?
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming that since we saw for our areas specifically, we went into our areas and looked to see what our what they considered the median family income and what was considered low, extremely low, and very low. Yeah, it'll surprise you when you know what the cost of living is like and all that stuff. So yeah, it's yeah. Check your area. And then they have income guidelines for Habitat for Humanity San Bernardino area. Good credit. So that's the first one. Good credit. No recent bankruptcies, collections, liens, or judgments. Home buyers must be able to make a small down payment. Home buyers must demonstrate a need for decent and affordable housing. Home buyers must be willing to partner with Habitat San Bernardino by completing the following. The first one, sweat equity hours. Required hours based on number of adults residing in home. A HUD certified pre-purchase home buyer education workshop. Habitat San Bernardino area's family investment education program. All household members must be a U.S. citizen or permanent legal resident. And then they have a disclaimer for the equal housing
There
opportunities.
must be a what?
Huh?
All household members must be what?
You want me to read that again? It said, you talking about the sweat equity hours, right? Yeah, require hours based on number of adults residing at home. Yeah. Or was you talking about the all household members must be a U.S. citizen or permanent legal resident?
That part.
Hey, does that count as a national? If you're a national? I don't know what even that is.
I think if you're a U.S. national, you've gone through the what is it? The citizenship process, and you become a permanent. That's a permanent legal resident.
Ah, got you.
I could be wrong. I don't know too much, you know.
I don't know nothing. But I do got some questions when we go off air, though. Shout out to San Bernardino Habitat for Humanity. That's just one. I don't live in San Bernardino, but somebody does. Somebody can benefit. And I'm sure that's not the only. I mean, I got a Habitat for Humanity in my city, so.
Yeah, Habitat for Humanity is in every state.
Yep. So I don't know how many there are in this area, but I know I got one in my city.
But then again, it shows that it can be done. It also shows that it has been done, and it's being done right now while we're conversating.
Oh yeah, for more information, contact Homeowner Relations Department at 909-478-1176 extension 302, or send an email to dhahn@habitatsb.org. We hope to partner with you soon. That's for San Bernardino, I'm sure. But you know what? I call numbers out of my area all the time to see if they can connect me to somebody in my area if I can't find the person in my area. And it usually works out. So yeah, call their colleagues, yo. Somebody somewhere got some info for you. Blackjack!
1 2 1 2.
Nope, too late now.
I mean, any thoughts on what we went over so far this rising?
They out to help you.
You mean thoughts on help? I like help.
Yeah, me too. I like help. I like templates. I like plug and play. I like proof.
I like help. There is funding for programs and programs for funding. Funding and programs and help. Oh my.
That is my down payment.
That is my house. That is my roof.
I will build great things.
Oh my goodness. The thought is there's no excuses. You can't unhear what you hear. You can't unsee what you see. And you cannot unknow what you know.
You know.
You can't. You can't. And you
Go ahead, break it on down.
this is one of those things, if you just do halfway right, opportunity is there. And I mean, I had some wonderful, wonderful opportunities presented to me yesterday, and all I could be is ecstatic. Again, if you just do halfway right, just a simple conversation and knowing opens up doors and opportunities and has people to open up to you in such a positive way to say, okay, well, I can help you with this, or I know somebody who actually got the grant and funding for this. They're really good at writing up these proposals. Let me link you up with them. Just let her know exactly what you want to do. And
Uh-huh.
2020 for me. I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but anybody else want to borrow it, steal it, take it, fine. 2020 for me is 2020 vision. I can see. Oof. And to see that all the different companies that allow you to utilize sweat equity, and you can also utilize sweat equity in multi-units. Mm, 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 mm.
You know, so like, you got any thoughts on what we went over? The two articles, if we want to call them that, two bits of information that we went over.
I mean, all the information is right here in front of us. This is starting to get weird to me that anybody could not be against, but just not provide anything. I mean, I like information, so this is some good information, some grand information. I appreciate the information. Shout out to these entities that are providing these services. But I don't know why I'm interested, but I want to know if there's any alternatives to these things. Not that they're necessary. I mean, I think you could strive off of what these programs are offering to you, the individual or the entity. So yeah, I don't know. I'm grateful for this
Well,
information.
We ask because we're not sitting here claiming to be right. We want to make sure we get it right. So if there's any information that says otherwise, or information that shows that there's something else, we just ask for it to be presented. Because as of right now, this is information that we have researched, that we have gathered proof and evidence that it doesn't just work for one time only or particular people. It can be repeated over and over and over with the same results.
Mm-hmm.
To the point they walk you through. You don't have to have no special background call, meet up behind a paywall or something, pay for no particular package. They give everything away for free. The only thing you're giving is your time.
And that goes for the majority, I would say, or maybe even all of these programs. Give up a little bit of your time.
Yeah, even if you're doing something that's harmful, you're still giving it time.
Correct. And that young will not go away.
And again, what is the alternative? Let things remain the same. Keep allowing others that don't have our best interests in mind to access these programs, and then turn around and have the audacity to complain that our neighborhoods don't reflect us anymore. When we have the opportunity and have the choice. What you was going to say, no sellout?
Or even let the people that aren't the best representation of us represent us. But how is that happening? Well, how can you be mad at that if you're not even voting? If you're not out, advocating for your community. So I don't know. I'm just confused. I like to be confused.
What's the old song? Life is what you make it. So really, it's, and that's truthful, is what you make it. If you had an opportunity to make it better and you don't, then who's responsible for your situation? Especially, again, it shows the only thing lacking is our creativity on how we access these resources and choose to build with them, and build with them in ways to where it's not business as usual. It's not about the top or selective group benefiting, to where it's the community benefiting. There's no law stopping you from creating a company and making it community oriented and making it for your people or the community. The proof is every rising we do this show, Autonomous Assembly is designed to belong to the communities, not one special group of people or one person. Again, if we choose to, we can do it. But it falls back on us. And like we said, we're going to keep bringing programs to show that it can be done, with the hopes that at least if there's one person from every program that we present that can access it, take it back to their community and build something to move forward. What more can you ask for?
Exactly. What more could you ask for?
I mean, really, it's time to turn the noise down. It's time to walk away from the distractions. And even now, with whatever the situation is going on with the nation with this virus, it's prime set, if you're trying to become self-sufficient, to start doing it, to start doing the simple things to put yourself in these situations. As simple as how we said, starting with gardening and community gardens. Do you see how a simple garden is so beneficial right now?
Like right now?
Can you see right now how a community garden right now can relieve a lot of this unnecessary stress of people running to the grocery stores to get basic needs that we should be having grown in our homes already? This should show us that we should not need a national disaster, whatever it is, to be producing our basic needs. That during this time when so many things are cut off out of everyday life, this is the time for the American Indian to start making his or her adjustments. Especially if you turn down the noise and walk away from the distractions. No one can give you a guide on how to be an Indian. And anyone telling you so, you need to point them in the other direction. What you do is do your genealogy. Find out who your people are. Then do family research and find out what your people was into. Find out what tribes they identify with. Start studying that tribal culture. And do your best to live in your cultural ways, your history. But it comes down to choice. We know that the plan was to kill the Indian, save the man. Will we continue to make that job easier? Or will we remember who we descend from, what we represent, and pick up where our ancestors left off and start rebuilding our communities, start reproducing for ourselves, start making sure our basic needs are met by us, for us. Address our daily issues amongst each other. Is it going to be perfect? No, it never will. But all of us who are like-minded, we can meet at the table and start seeing what we can do to take back to our communities, to help our elderly, to help our children, to make sure there's a solid foundation for future generations to come. And then once all that's laid out, if later on we want to sit down and pick up and debate foolish ideologies, then we can, because the work is done. But if we spend all this time arguing about ideologies, guess what? Time is going to lap us all, and nothing's going to get done. So again, brothers and sisters, don't waste your time trying to convince no one. Don't waste your time with debating and arguing. It's better off spending that time working with like-minded individuals in your community to make sure that the community needs are met. Because by meeting the needs of the community, by default, you meet the needs of the individual, because individuals make up communities. I guess on that, if we have nothing else for this rising show, we can go ahead and let the relatives get their day on, get into the research or whatever it is they have to do. So it's about that time.
Salutate.
So, salivations.
You're trying to sell me some tape. What?
Salivations. Continue on your genealogical journey. Know who you are so that no one can tell you who you are. These programs work. Yeah, just genealogy is key. You don't know who you are, who you come from, or where you come from, unless you do genealogy. And it's just simple as that. You find out so much. Genealogy is not just for knowing who you are so that no one can tell you who you are. It's also for your children's and your children's children so that everyone can know who they are so no one can tell them who they are. Census. Census is my bad. I think I got something thrown at me. Census is coming. I had to look real quick. All right, census is coming.
Oh, that's my shadow.
Yeah. Census is coming up. Some people will have received census in the mail. So yeah, do your census. Do the census. Do the census. Make yourself count so that you can count. Got ACS census, the decennial 10-year census. Do the census. Aside from the envelope saying it is required by law, make yourself count so that you can count. It does make a difference. We as individuals, we do make a difference. We do make a difference by participating. We do make a difference by getting involved. We do make a difference by doing the census and doing our genealogy. It does make a difference. Just get actively involved. City council meetings, you can sign up on Facebook, you can sign up on the city's webpage. Just get actively involved in what's going on in your local areas, in your cities, in your counties, and in your states. Know what's going on and how it may affect you or may not affect you, or how it may affect the person next to you or your neighbor or other people, or how it may not affect them. There's nothing wrong with knowing. There's nothing wrong with being aware. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, peace to the panel, peace to the chat, peace to the silent majority. Shout out to Double Cousin for these wise words. Appreciate you. Oh, before that, programs for programs. Sweat equity. I'm just saying, a couple of drops of sweat, and I got a down payment. Just saying.
Well, it ain't like literally, but yeah, you got it.
Sound like word.
Okay, so had to write some of these down. Thought they were okay. It takes less time to do things right than it does to explain why you did it wrong.
Are you being difficult?
That's why we haven't heard no alternatives. My bad.
Can you repeat that one?
It takes less time to do things right than it does to explain why you did it wrong.
That's
Sound about right to me.
Trying to understand the negative behaviors of some people is like trying to smell the color 9.
Please, one more time.
You own it this rising. You are on it this rising. Blame on.
You said, say it again.
I think
You
you
almost
said
bought the island out me this rising.
Oh, trying to understand the negative behaviors of some people is like trying to smell the color 9.
man, if it went over your head, I don't know what to tell you.
What me say?
Change is not a 4-letter word, but often your recreation to it is.
Oh my. Fill in the blanks.
Oh, my bad. Say that again.
You said, say it again.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
hear
I think
that.
you need this one very clearly. Yeah, very clearly.
Change is not a 4-letter word, but often I'm sorry. Change is not a 4-letter word, but often your recreation, your reaction to it is.
Aha. I swear.
Mm.
Now, this has been said before, but I still like it. The elevator to success is out of order. You'll have to use the stairs, one step at a time.
Mm.
People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily.
Thank you.
Bad decisions make good stories.
That's why they never running out of them.
And, okay, here we go. No one has ever become poor by giving. The best way not to feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope. You will fill yourself with hope. No one is useless in this world who lightens the burden of another. There is no exercise better for the heart than reaching down and lifting people up.
That's it.
And all of those went together, all 5 of them.
You said all 5 of them.
Yep. Even down to nobody's ever been poor for, what was it? Giving things away. What was it? Huh? Can't remember. You know what I'm talking about. The first one. The first of the 5.
You talking about it takes less time to do things right than to explain why.
No. The poor. Nobody becomes poor from
giving.
No one ever be poor from giving.
Gotcha. Yeah, that one. From then on, they're together.
Yeah. Think like a proton. Always positive. So, yeah. Peace to the panel, peace to the chat, peace to the silent majority. Get actively involved. Do things, have conversations. I can't speak for anyone else, or should I say I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but I do know that every day, just positive things, positive people, opportunities, conversations, doors are opening. I look forward to what comes to me every day, dealing with programs, funding, the people who've done it. I really enjoy the conversations I've had with people who've done it to give me sound advice, truthful advice on, hey, I've done it before. It's going to be a little bit easier for you now. So yeah, if you really want to do something, do it. Do it. Man, yeah. Piece of the panel, piece of the chat, piece of the silent majority.
Thank you, Gabrielle, for yours and my outro. Oh man, this isn't particularly like I like it in spades. I'm not going last, but you know what? Bones leave a hot mic. I'm not going after Bones. But listen, like she said, peace to the chat, peace to the panel, peace to the silent majority. Hit us up if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and or corrections, and or alternatives to what we've been saying for weeks and months on end about these programs available to the community. Man, yeah, just tap in. The census is coming, April 1st. When is that? How many days we got? 5? What's the day? 25th? 6 days.
The census is coming.
For real. But yeah, man, somebody hit us up, or don't, but you can. We're available. Peace, y'all.
All right, Gabrielle and No Sellout. Once again, appreciate the work you put in to make the Rising Show what it is. Thanks to the active chat and the silent majority, all parties coming together to make the show what it is every Rising. And again, another Rising Show with some more information on programs that work, and not only work, that you can access now, that you can work with like-minded individuals in your community to bring about the change that we need to build in that foundation so the children of tomorrow can have a better footing than what we had when we had to start as adults. Because again, if we spend a lifetime researching and gathering knowledge and information, but never build anything off of what we learned, then what do we do? During this time again, when everything is shut down and everything is slowing down, take the time to slow down yourself, to evaluate what it is that you can do to actually make a change. That what it is that by accessing the resources to your community that you can leave behind for others, including your family members, can have a path to follow. Again, we got in this mess together. We get out of this mess together by making sure all individuals of our communities have the same opportunity to help rebuild the community. So brothers and sisters, continue the work that you're doing in your community daily. Continue to understand how local politics work and what you can do to get your voice heard, to get your needs addressed. Continue working on genealogy. So therefore you can know who you are. No one can ever tell you. Continue to work with like-minded individuals so that we can keep coming up with creative ways to tap into these programs, to create solutions, to address the needs now and needs moving forward. Again, this is not going to happen overnight. But brothers and sisters, we are not alone. There's many of us out there that's doing the work to bring this change. And by one community and one step at a time, we will complete this task. We will get this job done. We will make sure that we will leave our mark on history so our children's children, if ever needed, the inspiration of what can be done when a people choose to put petty differences aside and come together to build for our future, for our stories, for our loved ones. So until we link up to the next Rising Show, remember we love you and peace.
Got one more. Don't confuse fame with success. Madonna is one, Helen Keller is the other. Peace, everybody.
Peace, y'all.
Warning, warning, warning. Hard hats, pickaxe, shovels, boots required.